Hi, Real Recapped here. Today, we are going to recap the action comedy movie from 2021 called Red Notice. So without any further delay, let's get started. As the movie opens, a voiceover narrates the story of Antony and Cleopatra. Many centuries ago, Mark Antony gifted 3 golden jewel-encrusted eggs to Cleopatra on their wedding day to symbolize his undying love. For years, everyone thought that this story was a myth. However, in 1907, a farmer unearths 2 of these eggs in a desert outside of Cairo. Some say that the third one was never found, and others say it was discovered and lost again. The narrator finishes the story, and the movie cuts to the outside of a museum in Rome. FBI Special Agent Hartley and Interpol Inspector Doss rush to the museum in their vehicles in a hurry. They enter the museum, and Doss informs the director that they got information that international criminal Nolan Booth intends to steal the egg of Cleopatra today. The museum director disproves this when Hartley says that they got the information from the bishop. He takes them to the place where the egg is kept as an exhibit. Hartley proves that the egg is fake by pouring Coke on it. Doss senses that Nolan has stolen the egg, and he is still inside the museum. She instructs the director of the museum to seal the rooms. Nolan runs away swiftly as they are about to seal the museum. Hartley chases after him. A brief fight ensues among Interpol, museum officials, Nolan, and Hartley. Nolan escapes Interpol and the museum officials. However, Hartley confronts him with a gun on the top floor. Hartley asks Nolan to hand over the egg. When Nolan is trying to do so, Doss reaches the floor. Nolan throws the bag containing the egg on Hartley. Hartley pushes him out of the window. Both of them break the glass and fall down. After another chase on the street below, Nolan escapes with the egg, leaving Hartley and Doss behind. 56 hours later, Nolan drives a boat to a beach house in Bali with the bag. While he looks at the stolen egg in the house, he is welcomed by Hartley again in his house. Interpol officer Doss surrounds the place with her team. Hartley explains Nolan's profile and says that Nolan steals the loot to prove that he is worthy of his father's love. Doss takes Nolan into her custody. When Doss's team and Hartley leave to the airfield, a masked woman switches the stolen egg with a fake one without being noticed. In Rome, Doss realizes that the egg is fake and confronts Hartley as he is about to leave for the US. Hartley says that Nolan gave them a fake egg. Doss says she could not verify Hartley's credentials when she called the FBI in Quantico. Doss also says that she can't believe his words since she found out about an $8 million encrypted wire transfer to his Swiss account on the same day the egg was stolen. Hartley realizes that he was being set up by someone and tries to explain. Doss doesn't listen to him and detains him. She sends him to a prison in Russia along with Nolan. Nolan tells Hartley that if the prisoners find out he is a cop, they will give him a hard time. During the lunch in prison, Nolan tells Hartley that a billionaire from Egypt offers $3 million for all the 3 eggs, except nobody knows where the third egg is. Nolan says that stealing the third egg will be a problem. Nevertheless, he is going to take care of the second egg first. Hartley says that Cleopatra's second egg is in the vault of Sotto Voce, an international arms dealer. Nolan intends to steal this egg during the masquerade party thrown by Soto for his prospective buyers every year in his villa in Valencia. Nolan intentionally tells the prisoners that Hartley is a cop. One of the prisoners comes to their table and punches Hartley in the face. The guards intervene and detain the prisoners in their respective cells. They take Nolan and Hartley to their chief. Nolan and Hartley are surprised to see Sarah Black, aka the Bishop, in the chief's office. She reveals that she was the one who framed Hartley by switching the eggs in Rome and by transferring $8 million to his account. Sarah has the first egg in her possession and tells Hartley that Nolan knows where the third egg is. She offers 10% of the amount to Nolan in exchange for the location of the third egg and says she will get him out of the prison. When he rejects the offer, she leaves for Valencia to steal the second egg. While they are working in prison, Hartley tells Nolan that if he helps him catch the bishop, he could send her to prison for the rest of her life, making Nolan the #1 art thief in the world. Nolan accepts his proposal to work as a team. They discuss their respective fathers in the night. As the time to the masquerade party in Valencia approaches, they both escape the prison using a 3-step plan devised by Nolan. The plan includes creating a distraction inside the prison using nitroglycerin. Second step involves stealing the keycard from the guards. The final step is getting out of the prison using a makeshift rock Jenga tower in the prison wall. Sarah leaves a tip to Inspector Doss from the government office in London, saying that Hartley and Nolan have escaped the prison. She also shares the location and time of the masquerade party with Doss. Nolan's friend Tomboy gets them a flight to fly to Valencia. While traveling on the flight, Nolan explains his plan to steal the egg from Soto's vault. He says that they only have 45 seconds to enter the main door to the vault, when the two-man guard team switch their positions. The vault door is made of military-grade titanium, which cannot be opened through explosions. Nolan tells Hartley that to enter the vault, they require a facial recognition of Sotto Voce. They also require a 12-digit code from his mobile and thumb impression to unlock his phone. He also says that he will use a deep-fake facial recognition software to create Soto's face and voice, while Hartley has to steal Soto's phone. Hartley disguised as a guest, and Nolan disguises as a bartender in the masquerade party. At the party, Hartley identifies Sarah and alerts Nolan. Hartley says he doesn't want to let her out of his sight and starts dancing with her. Soto witnesses this from a distance and gets jealous. While serving the drinks, Nolan carefully extracts Soto's thumbprints and alerts Hartley. Hartley steals Soto's phone when he talks with the bishop on the dance floor. Soto starts delivering his speech to the audience from the stage. Hartley and Nolan sneak into the vault, following their plan. As the vault door opens, the guards get an alert on their screens in the control room. Inspector Doss comes into the scene and holds them under gunpoint when they are about to enter the vault. Hartley tries to explain that he was set up by the bishop. Doss orders him to prove his loyalty by detaining Nolan. He acts as if he is detaining him and runs away with him into the vault, closing the door behind. They were greeted by Sarah in the vault. Hartley tries to arrest her, and a brief fight ensues between the three of them. Sarah overpowers them and ties Nolan and Hartley together with handcuffs. Finally, she gets hold of the egg. Soto reaches the vault with his guards, and she hands over the egg to him, revealing that they've been working together. Soto detains Hartley and Nolan in the basement of his villa. Since Soto has the second egg, Sarah tells them that she approached him with her own offer. She informs that Hartley and Nolan share a special bond. Otherwise, they wouldn't have helped each other. She tortures Hartley with electric shocks to extract the location of the third egg from Nolan. When Sarah fails to extract the required information, Soto strangles Hartley with bare hands. Nolan succumbs to the pressure and gives the location of the hidden chamber of Cleopatra in Cairo. Since they got to the location, Sarah and Soto start celebrating. Sarah double-crosses Soto by poisoning his wine and leaving the place with the egg. Soto rises up with dizziness and starts shooting at them. Soto unintentionally hits Hartley's handcuffs, releasing him. Hartley tries to go after the bishop to catch her, leaving Nolan cuffed in the basement. Nolan says that Hartley can't catch the bishop without his help, since he lied to the bishop about the location. Hartley reluctantly accepts Nolan's proposal once again. Both of them escape the place and board a train. Hartley asks Nolan about the location of the third egg. When Nolan becomes stubborn, Hartley holds him by the collar and threatens to throw him out of a moving train. However, he doesn't do so since, deep down, Hartley likes him. Nolan says that he doesn't care about anyone. Hartley tells the story of his father, who is a con man. Nolan gets moved by the story and reveals the location of the egg as Argentina. Nolan narrates the story of the third egg to Hartley. During the Second World War, when the Russians were about to take over Berlin, Hitler's personal arts and antique dealer Rudolf Zeig, rumored to have possessed Cleopatra's third egg, leaves to Argentina with the bunker. For years, many have been obsessed with the treasure of Hitler's lost bunker hidden somewhere in South America. Nolan's father is one of them. After his father's death, Nolan accidentally finds his father's watch. He realizes that the watch belongs to Rudolf Zeig when he breaks it in a fit of anger. The watch contains the location of the third egg. With the help of a map, Hartley and Nolan reach a location in Argentina, searching for the bunker. They enter into the bunker, which is hidden underground in a jungle. They open the bunker door using Nolan's watch and find the fantastic treasure inside. Nolan sees an antique Mercedes-Benz car in the loot and wonders how they would have brought it underground. Hartley explains that the entire bunker was built under the abandoned copper mines, where the tunnels extend up to miles. Nolan finally gets hold of the third egg from the treasure. Sarah makes an appearance and says that she hadn't believed Nolan. She says she followed them once they had escaped from Soto and demands the egg. As Nolan is about to hand over the egg, Inspector Doss enters the bunker with her team. After a fierce chase, the Bishop, Nolan, and Hartley manage to evade Doss and escape through the tunnel in the Mercedes. As the tunnel was about to end, the three jumped above the waterfall into the lake beneath. On the shore, Nolan grabs the egg and teases Sarah, saying that he had won and was about to get arrested by Hartley. At this point, Hartley reaches Sarah and kisses her, revealing that they have been working together since the beginning. They say that together, they were called the Bishop. Hartley reveals that he had intentionally given the first egg to Sarah in Bali. She stole the second egg from Soto. The only way they can get the third egg is if Nolan leads them to it. And hence, Hartley has stuck with him ever since creating a story of his intent to get Sarah arrested. Hartley and Sarah grab the egg from Nolan and leave him tied to a tree in the jungle. They sell the 3 eggs to the millionaire in Cairo, who presents them to Cleopatra. Cleopatra adores the eggs. She goes crazy when she sees Ed Sheeran singing at her birthday party. Doss visits the party and apprehends the millionaire for possession of the stolen Nazi loot. Hartley and Sarah flee away from the place. They are enjoying a holiday on a yacht in Sardinia 6 months later. Nolan makes an appearance and tells them that after they left him in the jungle, Doss arrested him and sent him to prison. However, he escaped. He tips off Inspector Doss about their account. Doss clears the entire amount from that account and freezes it, leaving Hartley and Sarah penniless. So, Nolan offers them double the amount for a challenging 3-thief job. Hartley realizes that if they don't accept, Inspector Doss will be on her way to arrest them. Hartley and Sarah reluctantly accept his offer. Doss reaches the location and finds out that the yacht is empty. She issues a red notice on the 3 of them. In the final scene, Nolan, Hartley, and Sarah walk outside the Museum Louvre in Paris, getting ready for another job. And that wraps up our recap for the movie Red Notice. Feel free to drop a comment below as to what we should recap next. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Thank you for watching, and see you next time on another Real Recapped.